I remember when iPods came out. You guys remember when iPods came out? And everyone had to have an iPod. I'm the only person in the world who doesn't have an iPod, doesn't know what an iPod does. I'm the only one in the world. Everyone had to have an iPod. And everyone had to have an iPod. Everyone had to have an iPod. And then all of a sudden, the people who had to have an iPod went out and got an iPod, and then they saw another guy who had an iPod with a cool arm strap thingy. So now all of a sudden, got to have the one with the arm strap. Got to have one with the arm strap. Got to go out and buy the one with the arm strap. Then you see the guy who has the clip-on one, and you're going to one-up the arm strap by going with the guy who can clip. And then the greatest ones came out that the iPods did not just have the arm strap with the clip, but they have the little TV screen like this big. Because everyone knows you can't really be happy in life unless you watch TV on a screen that's this big. And we just go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Because that's the one that's going to make me happy. Or like I said, make me secure. If my stack was bigger, then I would be secure. The problem with riches is that once we get them, we start to trust in them. And the bigger the stack gets, the more and more I trust in it. And the more and more, like I said, it's deceitful. So let me ask you a question. Since you don't love and trust money, how much do you need to be secure in life? How much do you need to be secure? I guarantee you the answer is more than I have right now. May just be a little bit more, but it's more than I have right now. Why? Why do we all think that? Because it's deceitful. It tries to convince you that these ones with the little number ones aren't good enough. You need ones with zeros at the end of them. And you need to get as many of them as you can. Wealth is deceitful. Number two, we'll get one more verse there, Proverbs 18:11. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city. They imagine it an unscalable wall. That's us. We think that if we had more, see the key word there is imagine. They imagine that if I had a few more like these tickets, then I would be really comfortable, really satisfied. It's all deceit. Number two, people who love and trust in money have money in the bank, but have no peace in their hearts. May have money in the bank, but have no peace in their hearts. Great verse in the Bible is Proverbs 15:16. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble. You understand what that verse is saying? Better is a little with fear of the Lord, or peace, or than a lot with trouble. Modern translation. Better is a small TV in a home with peace than a flat screen HD TV with turmoil. Better is a Dodge Neon with peace than a Beamer or a Jag or a Lexus and trouble. Better is one pair of shoes that's comfortable than 20 pairs of shoes. Well, we won't say that one. I don't want to get myself in trouble here. You know what I'm trying to say. Would you agree with me that most people in the world who are rich have turmoil these days? Would you agree with me that most people who are rich, and who's rich? Me and you are rich. Everyone around us is rich. Not just have turmoil, but we are financially rich. And if you ask most people what's causing a lot of the turmoil in their life, they will, for some foolish reason, say, financial. Think about this for a second. Those who are financially rich are saying, I am financially troubled. This is something that people all over the world cannot understand. People with a small stack can't understand how people with a big stack have so much in their stack and they're so anxiety and nervous. People can't understand it. I talked about this last week. I already told you that today, I guarantee you are making more money than at one point in time you thought was needed to be happy, but you're not happy. You right now are making more money than at one point in time you set a line. You drew a line in the sand. Said, if I ever get to this point, I'll be rich. I'll be satisfied. I'll be set. And I guarantee you crossed that line. What happened to the line when you crossed it? The line moved. And then you got to that point. What happened to the line? It moved. Why? Because that's what wealth is. It's deceitful. Most of us are making more money than our parents and our grandparents combined. And if you go back and look at the way they live their life as opposed to the way we live our life, and you tell me about quality of life, who had more turmoil and who had more peace, it's not even close. Why is it then that I don't feel secure even though my stack is so big? Easy. Because I consume everything that's in the stack. The problem is not that I'm not rich. The problem is that I'm selfish. And I use up everything that God has given to me. And I guarantee you, there are people who make half, I will even go out on a limb and say 1/4 of what you make and have a lot more happiness and peace in their life. It's not the stack that gives it to us. Number 3, people who love and serve money, or love and trust money, find it increasingly difficult to give big or to give generously. Again, the people who have the most find it the most difficult to give generously. Why? Doesn't that seem strange? Why is it that way? You know why? Because wealth is deceitful. These tickets lie to you. And these tickets will always tell you that you don't have enough. No matter how big your stack is, it's not enough. No matter how big the pot is, you need more to really be comfortable. So don't be so quick to give it away. Hold on and save it for a rainy day. How many of us think, if I had more money, my problems would be solved? If I made more money, or if I had more saved, more in the bank. Anytime you say, if I had more money, then you fill in the blank with, I'd be more comfortable, more satisfied, whatever. You are, at that moment in time, TUI, talking under the influence. You are talking under the influence of the tickets. You are directly under the influence of the tickets. When you start to say, all my problems would be, forget about all my problems, these problems would be solved if I had a bigger stack and I had more tickets. You're serving money. If you're married, more tickets ain't going to solve your marriage problems. Plain and simple. If you're single, more tickets ain't going to ensure that you have a happy life when you do get married. If your mom is sick, more tickets ain't going to heal her cancer. If you got problems with your kids, more tickets ain't going to fix those problems. Tickets are not the answer in life. God is the only one who can do those things. If you think it is, you've been deceived. Easiest area to see this in. Easiest area. Tithing. Statistics, not me. Statistics say that those who have the most give the least. And those who have less, on average, obviously there's exceptions, but on average, those who have less give a whole lot more. Why? Tithing is the easiest example in the world, because there's not one person who has half a brain who doesn't know that he needs to tithe. There's not one person sitting here today who doesn't think he needs to tithe. There's not one person in that church that doesn't know all the verses, because they are from start to finish about tithing and about how important it is, and about how God will judge those who don't tithe, and how if you don't tithe, you're stealing from God. Everyone believes it. Everyone agrees with it. Everyone knows it's important. But then what happens? Then you put your pen down to the checkbook, you look at the amount, and you say, but my stack, I got to get my stack bigger. I can't afford right now to give all that. And then we start to hear these under the influence, TUI things, under the influence that, you know what, when I get this promotion, that's when. So you know what, I'm just going to hold on to my stack because I need my stack to get me through this time. Or, you know, when I finally get the car paid off or the student loan's done, then I'll be generous with the stack, but now I just need to conserve the stack. Or the dumbest of all, when the economy picks back up.